So consumer arithmetic basic wages. Now, a basic wage is the minimum salary that you would get for working a particular time at a particular rate. So normally people are paid a given amount for each hour, that's called your rate, for work done during that period. The amount of work normally paid for each hour is called the basic rate. Some workers normally work a 5-day week, 8 hours per day. This normal 40-hour week is called a basic week. Now this is very important to remember. It's a basic week is equal to 40 hours unless stated otherwise in any question. Right? The basic rate is the amount you get paid per hour. Now these two things are very important to remember what they are, right? You have to remember this definitely off the top of your head, right? And this here will change depending on the question. Now, other things you have to remember is a fortnight. Fortnight is 2 weeks. And you also have monthly paid workers. Right, where you get paid once a month. Now, to calculate your basic wage, right? So these are the formulas you'll have to remember. So your basic wage is your rate, basic rate by time, right? That's standard practice. It's the same thing for a fortnight. If you are getting a basic rate of a fortnightly pay, and let me say you're getting $1,500 every fortnight, right? You'll be your basic rate by the time, which is the fortnight. Now we have something called overtime. So this is one formula here. Overtime is any hours worked past the basic time. So an example is like if you work 50 hours this week, your overtime will be the hours worked minus your basic amount of time. Let's move that a little bit to make a little space. Now, this is important for when you're doing questions with overtime. So there's like a formula there as well. Now, they have overtime rates of P, right? They are usually 2 or 3. We usually use time and a half or double time. So overtime rates right? So time and a half is 1.5 times basic rate. Double time is 2 times the basic rate. And whether they offer you triple time is 3 times the basic rate. But these are the two that you really need to remember. For exams. So let me just, okay, so let's do an example. So Mark works for a company that pays him $15 per hour, irregular for a regular work week, right? They offer time off rates for any overtime work Monday to Friday. If Mark worked 50 hours this week, what would be his net wage? Now, net wage is how much money I'll have at the end, or a gross wage, right? So, like if you have to pay taxes and stuff, you'll minus your taxes before you calculate the next in net wage, right? So, in order to answer a question like this, we have to work it in parts, right? The first part you'll have to work out is what will be his basic wage, right? His basic wage, again, is the basic rate by the basic time. In this case, it was $15 by 40 hours. Now, they didn't say 40 hours, but by suggesting 80, a regular work week, right, you understand that is 40 hours that is worked. So 15 by 40, if you want to pull up your calculator to do it, it's fine. 15 by 40. Right, so $600, right? So on a regular week, you will for $600 a week. Now his overtime. Now his overtime and hours is the time worked minus the basic week, right? Which is 50 minus 40. It should be in black. 50 minus 40. So 10 hours. And his overtime wage, or his overtime rate actually, and they say time and a half, so it's 1.5 by the basic wage. So 1.5 by 15 So 1.5 by $15 is $22.50. And his overtime wage, so the amount of money you'll get paid for this, right, is the rate by the time. Now the rate being $22.50 and the time being 10 hours. So this is $250. I'm sorry, $25. So his net wage or gross wage is the basic week or the basic wage plus the overtime wage. So 600, and we fix that, that's not looking clean. 600 plus 225. So for this week, he worked for $825. Now, this is how you break down a question like this from the beginning, right? You need to work it in steps. If you can, even though some of the working may be straightforward, right? Now, when you're doing questions like this and they break it down in marks, even though it's one question and they might say 5 marks for the question, you might get 1 mark here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. I'll leave out something to the bottom. Right. Right, so let's say example 2 for question 1. The typist is paid a basic wage of $22.50 per hour for a 40-day work week. Right? So calculate the typist basic wage. So what they give us is the basic rate, which is $22.50, and they give us the basic time, which is 40 hours. So part A, where they want us to calculate the basic week or the basic wage, so the basic rate by the basic time, right? 2250 by 40. Now, I don't know if my computer would take it up, so I'll do it on my phone. 22.5 by 40 is $900. So she worked for $900 that week. Overtime is paid at 1.5 times the basic hourly rate. Calculate the overtime wage for 1 hour. Basically, what they're asking for is the overtime rate. Now, remember, English is a funny language. You could ask things in different ways, but it'll be the same thing. So, again, is 1.5 by the basic rate. So 1.5 by 2250. 33.75. And this is per hour, because this is a rate of pay, right? To earn some extra money, the typist decided to work overtime. Calculate the wage she would earn from overtime if she worked for a total of 52 hours given this week. So they asked for the overtime wage, right? But the overtime that she worked is the hours worked minus the basic time. So 52 hours minus 40 is 12 hours. So she worked an additional 12 hours this week. So the overtime wage is the overtime rate by the time, right? For the overtime in hours. So $33.75 by 12 hours. This thing's came up. As you can see, my laptop giving some trouble today. I don't know why. It's moving rather slow. I'm gonna pull this up just to fail to see the calculators, but whatever. Now we can I use my phone and give you all the answer. 33.75 by 12. It's $405. So that's how much you would work for in overtime. Part D, the total wage she will earn for the 52 hours. So part D, the net wage or the gross wage. Oops. So the gross wage is the basic wage added to the overtime wage. And how much that was again? That was 900 added to 405 to give us $13.05. Part E, the overtime hours she must work during a given week to earn a total of $14.40. Now this is working backward. Now if her gross wage is $14.40, right? We know the basic wage was $900, so we can calculate what the overtime wage is. So using this formula above here, it says $14.40 is the gross wage is equal to the basic wage, which was $900, added to the overtime. And you're doing some basic algebra. You subtract the 900 on both sides, or you move it across the equal sign to give us the overtime wage. $540. Now we use the overtime wage, which is the overtime rate by the time, to find out how much time she would have used, right? And it's overtime wage is the overtime rate by the time, and we know that the overtime wage now is $540. The overtime rate we had calculated previously in the question to be 33.75 multiplied by the time, which is what we're trying to calculate, how much hours she would have worked overtime. Right? Now, we're going to divide, which is the opposite of multiply, like 33.75. If I do it on the right hand side, the equal side, I must do it on the left hand side. This and this will cancel to give us the overtime. Okay. So 540 divided by $33.75, 16 hours. So she would have had to work 16 hours overtime in order to make this amount extra. So let me put it all in one nice screen for you all. Number 2, the company pays its employees a basic wage of $9.50 per hour for a 40-hour week. So the rate, $9.50, basic time is 40 hours. Calculate the basic weekly wage of one of the employees. So again, basic wage, basic rate by basic time, $9.50 by 40. So let me see this again. Yes, it's okay now. Yes. $9.50 by 40 hours, $380. The overtime is paid at a rate of time and a half. So this is A, B. Calculate the overtime wage for the employee who works 6 hours overtime in a certain week. So only 6 hours. So the overtime rate is 1.5 because it says time and a half by the basic rate. So 1.5 multiplied by $9.50. $1.5 by $9.50. So $14.25. Now the overtime wage is the overtime rate by the overtime worked so in this case it's $14.25, and the question said he worked for 6, he or she worked for 6 hours. So $14.25 multiplied by 6. 85.5, remember is money, so it'll be 85.50. In a certain week, the company paid its 30 employers a total of $12,084 in basic and overtime wages. Calculate for that week the total paid in overtime wages and the total number of overtime worked by the employees. Now the problem with this question here is that it's 30 employees. I didn't see that. So it's 30 employees. Now, let's work this parallelly. So the basic wage for 30 staff members will be the basic rate, which is 380 by the 30 people. Right? So 380 multiplied by the 30 workers, which is $11,400. So the overtime wage would have been how much they paid out, $12,084 minus the basic wage. Now this is doing this to calculate how much money that they paid in overtime. So 12,048 subtract 11,400. $684. Okay. $684 in overtime wages. Right? So this is the total that they paid in overtime wages. Right? So this is part C. Now the total number of overtime hours. Right? Now remember, overtime wage is equal to the overtime rate by the overtime, right? Now we know the overtime wage is $684. We know the rate is $14.25, and you want to find the overtime. So again, we will divide by the 14.25 on both sides of the equal sign. This and this will cancel out. So $684 divide by $14.25. So it's a total of 48 hours. So that means 30 employees worked an equivalent of 48 hours overtime this week.